Inside Rochester's abandoned Terrence Tower, deep in the heart of Rochester, New York, there stands a towering relic of a forgotten past, an empty, crumbling giant that once held over 1,000 souls. The Terrence Tower, once a beacon of hope for the mentally ill, now looms over Elmwood Avenue like a ghost frozen in time. But what really happened inside these walls? And what secrets remain in the darkness? This is the story of Rochester's most haunting building, the Terrence Tower. In 1959, the Terrence Tower opened its doors as part of the Rochester Psychiatric Center. It was meant to be a modern solution to mental health treatment, replacing the outdated Monroe County Insane Asylum. With 16 floors and over 1,000 beds, it was one of the largest psychiatric facilities in the state. At first, it was considered a tower of hope, a place where patients could receive care, therapy, and a second chance at life. But like many asylums of the mid-20th century, what happened behind closed doors was far from the vision of healing and progress. While the outside world saw the Terrence Tower as a state-of-the-art institution, inside, patients lived in tiny 7 by 10-foot rooms, locked away from the rest of the world. Some were here voluntarily, seeking help for depression, anxiety, or schizophrenia. Others were not so lucky. Electroshock therapy, experimental treatments, and isolation rooms were common practices during the hospital's peak years. Those who resisted treatment were often sedated or restrained. Patients lived their lives behind sealed windows, looking out at a city that had all but forgotten them. By the 1980s, the world had changed. Mental health care was evolving, and massive psychiatric institutions like the Terrence Tower were falling out of favor. Advocates pushed for more humane treatment, and funding for large asylums started to disappear. In 1995, the last patients were moved to smaller modern facilities elsewhere on the campus. The Terrence Tower was abandoned, its doors locked, its hallways left to gather dust. For years the building stood untouched, an eerie reminder of a different time. But while the doctors and nurses were long gone, something still seemed to linger within these walls. One early morning, long after the building had been abandoned, a lone explorer set out to uncover its secrets. Armed with nothing but a camera and a sense of curiosity, he slipped through a hidden opening, past broken glass and decaying walls. At first, it was silent, too silent, the kind of silence that feels unnatural, as if the building itself is holding its breath. He climbed the stairs, floor by floor, past endless empty rooms and long-forgotten patient files. By the time he reached the 15th floor, he could see the whole city stretched out before him. A stunning sunrise bathed the crumbling hospital in golden light. But the peace didn't last. As he descended back into the heart of the tower, an uneasiness settled over him. The hallways began to feel endless, looping back on themselves like a labyrinth. The rooms all looked the same, doors locked from the outside, as if their former occupants had never been meant to leave. And then he felt it. Not fear, not panic, something stranger, a presence. In one particular room on the 14th floor, he felt welcome, as if something unseen was watching him, not with malice but with curiosity, a quiet connection between the past and the present. But the worst was yet to come. Deep in the basement, where sunlight could never reach, lay the old morgue, the final stop for those who never left the hospital alive. A small, unassuming room, an autopsy table in the center, a chalkboard with old, faded notes, body parts, times, dates, and against the far wall 6 body freezers, one left half open, as if someone had just walked away, never to return. For our explorer, that was enough. He turned back, retracing his steps, his heartbeat quickening with every floor he climbed. By the time he reached the ground level, the building felt different. He wasn't sure if it was just his imagination, but it felt like it was watching him leave. The Terrence Tower still stands today, its windows dark, its doors sealed shut. No new patients will ever walk its hallways. No doctors will return to its offices. But its history, its energy, remains. Some believe the souls of former patients never left. Others say the walls hold only memories. But one thing is certain. Inside the Terrence Tower, the past is never truly gone. Would you dare to step inside? If you enjoyed this dive into forgotten history, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more haunting stories from the past. Let us know in the comments. Would you ever explore a place like this? Thanks for watching.